All right, everyone, here we go. A bit of an impromptu Leo soap opera here. You know, I just, after the other day's weekly reading, I had this, I don't know, this vibe off of it. And I've got it here in the pre-shuffle. I couldn't put my finger on it, but now I can. I've got somebody here. So here's your Leo soap opera. Here you go, right? Season 6, episode 12 or some shit. Who the fuck knows? But either way, I've got somebody here on the surface who's being guided. Like, the universe itself is telling this person what to do. They're getting signs. They're getting all kinds of things. Stuff that would be shit that would be really hard to miss. And they're missing it. It's crossed by the Four of Swords. They're doing nothing. They're not following it. I suspect they're going the wrong way. Eight of Cups. And I suspect it's because that's safer. It feels safer for this person. Okay? That's what I've got. Now, underneath that, I got two more cards. I got 7 Wands and a Tower. Well, and a Chariot wants to reveal itself, but that's just the soulmate cycle, Cancerian energy. They're getting in the way of something they're supposed to be doing. When that happens, you get a lot of karmic slapback for that. So if the path is obvious and you're not taking the path and you purposefully go this way, you run into a lot of obstacles on that path. That's kind of what's happening here. But yeah, somebody's being guided. Somebody's being shown where to go, and I think maybe even not paying attention. It's possible. You know, this can be in the Leo soap opera. I'll shuffle for our reading. It can be a person who's very practical. It can be. You know, that's certainly the case for a few of you anyway. All right, let's pull Leo soap opera. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know that they're going to change direction and start going the right way. I do know that they're playing it safe. And I'm not sure. I've said in a recent reading, in general, I've said out here, in the energies of right now, in the energies of the Mustard Rhino, which is the 2026, my title for the year, playing it safe is not the safe thing to do. It's not as safe as it used to be. All right, so let's see where we go. All right, card before the cut. Why the fuck are we here? So why the fuck are we here? Card before the cut. What do I get? What have I got here? Yeah, the Hierophant. I feel like, again, I get divine guidance. I get somebody here who's just not trusting their own, I don't even want to say intuition. They're not trusting their own belief system in a way. I don't get it. Let's find out. Let's find out. See, this is why. Impromptu fucking Leo soap opera. This is why. It's driving me nuts. It drove me nuts all last night. After that weekly reading. But I am the fool. Yeah. Somebody's not trusting their inner guidance system, their own belief system. They're not taking the leap of faith that needs to be taken. What did I say? Rewind. Right? I don't know why I'm your second favorite. I talked about faith right here. They're not trusting their own. I said, no, intuition's not right. They're not trusting their own belief system. Right? Well, our belief system is what makes us take leaps of faith. We have faith that it's there. There's no evidence to show us that God is there or any of this other stuff, but we believe. Right? We have faith in it. This person is not trusting their own inner belief system. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Right? They're not trusting it enough to take a leap of faith. And the direction that they're being shown is the way to go. And they're creating problems for themselves. 10 of Wands underneath that. They're creating big problems for themselves. They're going to get themselves, well, in the weeds, if you will. Not the good kind of weed either. All right, let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's do it. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Chair, you're here for a reason. If it sounds like I have the sniffles, it's because I do. It is pollen season. We got these lovely trees here in Los Angeles. If you ever read about them, the paper sometimes calls them our beautiful nuisance. They're jacaranda trees, or you can pronounce it however you want. They got purple flowers that bloom every April through June. Purple flowers, beautiful trees. They're a fucking nuisance. When they're not making you fucking sick, because they planted all male trees around, so it's all pollen everywhere, as thick as the eye can see and the nose can breathe. When they're not making you sick, giving you chills and all kinds of things, when they finish with that, they drop all the purple petals down on your fucking car. It's like you get in the car to go to work in the morning and you take off. It's like your car should have a sign behind it that says "Just Married" and be dragging some cans. It's flowers everywhere. Those little petals get into everything. You can't get them clean. You got to take off the front panel and get under there. It's crazy. Thank you, Los Angeles. Right? Oh, but the pretty purple flowers. Yeah, the pretty purple flowers. So, if I have the sniffles, it's because of Los Angeles' beautiful nuisance, which is in full bloom right now. And I got a neighborhood full of fucking things. All right, here we go. Let's do this. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking time lord. Okay? I wish it was happening after June, though. All right, here we go. Let's see where we go. Overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table in this reading is 8 wands. I feel like there's a few things I want to say here. I'll say them all. This is the overall energy of the reading. I feel like you might hear from this person. You might. I wouldn't bet the farm on it. It's a minor arcana, and we can't predict free will, right? I mean, maybe. But I also think this person's moving forward with something. They are moving forward with something. I just feel like there's an energy yelling at them. You're going the wrong way. Hey, wrong way. Right? This person's moving forward with a happy new beginning in their existing situation, rather than where they should be going, which is in a new direction. So they're doubling down on staying put in toxin. Remember, the Leo soap opera, I get the same energy every time. The universe sends me. This is somebody probably married in a relationship, toxic family, toxic job, toxic something, right? And it goes against what their soul is. This person just almost bred to believe that they're supposed to be in this. And they're doubling down on it. They're going the wrong way. They're going backwards. This goes from 4 to a 3. Again, they're just going the wrong way. And I think they're going to end up here. Well, what happened? It felt so safe and right to go this way. It's no longer safe to play it safe in these energies right now. All right? Okay. All right. Well, let's stick with the happy one. Okay? You might hear from this person. You might. But by the time you fucking hear from them, they're in this state, this 8 swords. Okay? What do right, that kind of a thing. What do I do? They don't even know what to say. All right, let's pull a pyramid. We got to pull a pyramid on this one. Why are they going the wrong way is what I want to know. Here's how they feel about you. Here's how they see you, what they think about when they think about you. That's going to be important this time around. And down here's potential final outcome for you. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I'll clarify everything to some universe cards at the end. I'll probably extend. I don't always extend these, but I'll probably extend this one. Right? All right. I'm enjoying talking all stuffed up and everything like this. So whatever. It's fine. All right. Let's see where we go. I think we're going to have to. We'll see. All right, I'll throw some universe cards at the end anyway, regardless. Final message to you and all that. So how do they feel about you? You know what? Let's take this fucker out first. It's an 8 of wands. It should be great news. Okay, it should be. Any other reading, it probably would be. All right, here we go. How do they feel about you? Fucking hell. Oh, seriously. Center card, the 9 of wands. You know what I'm going to say here, right? Do you? Okay, we'll get there. Let's say a little prayer for this one. It's red with the death card. The force. Your prayer didn't work unless you prayed for shit. Did you pray for shit? Did you? Because you got shit. How do they feel about you? They wish you weren't there. They wish you'd just go away. They can't get rid of you. They put up a wall and there you are. You're just there. They're afraid of you. They feel stalked by your energy. Now, I know that's not true. I know you're not some psycho. I get it. But that's the way they feel. So that's why this person's doubling down on their life, their marriage, their whatever. Probably renewing vows, some of them. Again, just catch my drift. Don't take me literally. But, right, that's why they're doubling. Well, if I renew my vows with my toxic asshole, little Lord fuckwit, entitled fucker, well, then everything will be fine. How is that going to make everything fine? I mean, I almost want to call this person a dumbass. Okay? Anyway, they're starting to fear your energy. Right? And at the same time, swirled within it, is a fear that it's over, that you're gone. They don't want you gone, but they don't want you there. But they don't want you gone, but they don't want you there. They want you, but they don't. But they do, but they don't. It's a country song again. Oh, it's always a country song with this. They do, but they don't. But they do, but they don't. Fuck! Right, but the main energy here is you're some kind of energy stalker. They think you're trying to manifest them or something. Some of them might think that. All right? Why won't you go away? They go paranoid that you're watching their social. There might be some paranoia here in this. There can be. Right? I don't think you're doing anything wrong. All right? I don't think you're doing anything wrong other than watching this reading. But I mean, realistically, I'll try to keep it entertaining. Anyway, how do they see you? What do they think about when they think about you? Because this is what they feel. Yeah. See? See? Do you fucking see? It's an Ace of Cups. Person loves the fuck out of you. They want a new beginning, but they wish you were gone. It's the country song, right? They do, but they don't. But they do, but they don't. I mean, back and forth. What else? Oh, the Two of Pentacles. They wish you'd do something about this connection. They wish you'd come towards them. They wish somebody else, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be you. Can I phrase it this way? They wish somebody else would make the call rather than them. They wish somebody else was in control of this. They know they have to go toward you. They are aware of that. They just wish it wasn't like that. But what do they think about when they think about you? How much love there is here, and they just hold on to it, and they hold on to it, and it's not getting toxic. Your connection with this person is not getting toxic. Sometimes I talk about if you let the water sit too long, it gets toxic, right? Don't drink the still water. Right? That kind of a thing. Something every country kid learns. Make sure the water's flowing. Don't drink out of the pond, you dumbass. Okay? That kind of a thing. But in this case, it's getting better. There's some kind of magic chalice here. The connection, the water's getting sweeter. The love is getting sweeter the more they hold on to it. And I think that's freaking them out more. That could be why the fucking stalkery energy, oh, they must be doing some kind of voodoo. Maybe. I'm exaggerating with that. I don't think they think that. But I do think this person feels like, I don't know, there's something you said or did that haunts this person. I've said that before, but it's true. It's still here. They can't shake it. Now they're becoming afraid of it in these energies a little bit. But they're also afraid that you're gone because this water's so sweet. And they'd love to take a dip in it. They wish somebody else would make the call. They wish they didn't have to. But they are still holding on to your energy. So if you're wondering if this is still a thing, because it's been a while for some of you, I can dig it. You are still a thing. This person, not only, you're like, oh, Steve, they probably don't even remember my name. They know your fucking name. They know everything about you. Okay, they know your fucking measurements. All right, they know everything. All right. Think about you constantly, which is part of why this is kind of freaky. Okay, what's the potential final outcome for you, my viewer? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It's red with the 9 of Wands, the Empress. They can't resist. I said, what did I say? Re-fucking-wind. I said motherfuckers, and I say motherfuckers with love. I said they might reach out. That was the first thing I said to you. They might. But by the time they do, it's going to be that. It's going to be 8 swords of discombobulation, right? But you could steer them in the right direction. Only you can do it, all right? Only you. Very, very, there's no blocking you. The final outcome for you, You're the Empress energy. You're radiating this, and this has come up in recent readings. This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. I talked about in a recent extended, you were a radar for soulmates past, present, and future. That still holds. All my readings tie together. We're just flowing down the river of energy. That's all. It's not complicated. It's less complicated than most of the New Age stuff, the way people explain it to you. It's like, oh my God, I got to keep track of characters now. It's just an energy river. It's just a river of energy. Something happens, an event happens. We say we're standing on a dock and we pour some soapy water in the river, right? It starts out as a big thing. This is our reading, right? some soapy water is going to happen to you, right? Then the energy dissipates. It flows down the river. The soapy water starts to break up a little bit and break up a little bit and break up a little bit. Some elements of it show up in future readings, and then other elements of other things show up. Eventually, it gets about 10 miles down the river, and it's not gone. It's there. It's just hard to detect. All we're doing is flowing down the river. That's all. We had a reading a while back where we poured some soapy water in. And we found out you were going to be saying things or bringing up a topic that had been dead for a long time. And then we did a recent reading where a topic was where somebody shows up who has with an old topic, right? It's just a variation on that further down the river as the soapy water breaks up. That's all. There's no characters to remember. There's no, New Age this and New Age that. It's just all energy, everything around us. And it behaves much like a river. It has a current. Right? The astrology tends to add things to it. The astrology, the planets pulling on things, tends to be the cup of water with soapy water that's added, that creates something within the energy. But there are other things that add to it as well. The Earth's magnetic field plays a big role, by the way. Anyway, simple explanation, right? This person is not going to be able to resist you. The river is flowing right to your door no matter which way they do. They're holding on to your energy a lot. They like the sweet taste here. They might show up your way. They might, okay? They might just do it. Let's find out. Bottom of the deck, 3 swords. I don't know what that means yet, but I've got, oh boy. I think somebody's afraid you might reject them. I think that's this person's biggest fear, is that you might reject them. I'll be honest with you. That's the way I feel it. Let's find out why they're putting up this wall. They're trying to block it. They can't. I understand why we got I always love finding out later why something happened, whether it's in life or in a tarot reading. The 9 of Wands. Why the 9, universe? I thought, why the 9? Was it because the wall's getting thin or whatever? Oh, no. Yeah, maybe a little, but it's the 9, the end in tarot is here because this is irresistible, right? Like, it doesn't matter what they build the wall out of. This is the Hulk. It could tear down any wall, all right? 9 of Wands. Why is it here? Let's go. Let's talk about it in relation to their feelings. Let's just talk about it there. All right, in the top row, the 9 of Wands. Let's start there. Unreal. Unfucking real. Well, here we are, Sunday. Wow. Oh, another week getting underway here. Let's see where we go. Come on, 9 of Wands. Why is it here? Tell me about this. Tell me about this. It's the Strength card. Let's pull that down a little bit. This person feels a lot of passion for you. I get that. It's almost lusty, kind of. It could be. They're not strong enough to deal with it. It overpowers their existing situation, and that bothers them. That's part of the worry, the anxiety, the fear, all of it. Okay, your connection's more powerful than what they've got. That's why they try to put a limiter on it, try to block it, right? Kind of a thing like that. What's on top? The Sun card. Again, Leo energy, Leo energy, Leo energy. Your connection's more powerful than anything. Think of this rather than as a wall, as blinders, like Venetian blinds or something you might have in an apartment or a house. The sun's awful bright. You close them up a little bit to cut it down. They're trying to fucking shut it down a little bit because it's making what they've got look bad. And what they've got they feel is safe, so they're inclined to double down on it and reboot it. But your connection makes their current connection look bad. For most of you here in the Leo soap opera, somebody's married or in a relationship. Or it could be, again, one of those families that's more like a cult than a family. And it could be all of the above. They might have a family that's a cult instead of a family, and they married into a family that's like a cult kind of a thing. Then you've got two cults that have come together, you know. Usually that happens in big political families and things like that, right? You only marry people that serve the family, that help the family or elevate the family in some way. Now, it doesn't just have to happen in politics. It can also happen just in regular life. You might be a big deal in your neighborhood. Maybe the family that owns the big deli in the neighborhood marries the family that owns the big grocery store. We bring the two families together. People behave all sorts of crazy ways. They've seen The Godfather way too many fucking times, you know. I know I got an uncle like that. You've seen The Godfather. He's obviously seen it way too many times, you know. Why is that here? Anyway, you in general, what they feel for you, what they have for you makes, again, another top of the pops card here, the Ace of Pentacles. You make everything in their life that they thought was good and safe and what they were supposed to be doing look bad. Plain and simple, no doubt about it. And why do they want to put the wall up? You're not going to believe this. Remember this card, the Four of Wands? Yeah, it's right there. You know, again, I'm spot on here. You don't want to take me literally. You just want to catch my drift. But what I've described to you is actually quite common, and it is the crux. Well, I don't want to phrase it that way, but I do want to say it's what makes the Leo soap opera a soap opera. You know, because it'd be one thing, usually in these types of situations, let's say it's the political thing or something like that, the people just suck it up. They were born to be that way. They were raised to be that way. And by the time they get there, they're pretty soulless. They got nothing left. You know, there's really not much to them. Everything they do is for publicity or for some kind of, you know, attention in some way or to make themselves look good. Your person's not like that. Your person still has their soul, and it's intact, and it's old, and it's wise, and it hates where it is. They have to put this up because everything about you makes their current situation look bad. They'd rather have a happy new beginning with you, and they fucking know it. Okay? Why is the Death card here? They fucking know it. Why is the Death card here? Tell me about the Death card. Now, a couple of angles on this. One, they wish you were gone. Well, for obvious reasons, it'd be certainly convenient had they never met you. They can wish that all they want. They can go to hypnosis and try to get rid of you. It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. Not a chance in hell. All right. Let's see where we go. The Death card, why is it here? Tell me about this. Tell me more. Tell me something that's not obvious in the energy. The Queen of Swords. Crossing it. There's something that this person, you made this, how do I phrase this? You made this person feel something honest about themselves that, man, they don't want to look at. Okay? I don't know what it is. But you made them feel something that they don't want to feel. They don't want to look at. It could have a lot to do with what I talked about here, but I think it's something else, too. You know, I think it's more. What's something? See, look at that. Three of Swords came back. Look at that. Why is that here? The Queen of Wands. Yeah, this person again. They don't. It's just what I said. I don't know what it is specifically, but they don't want to look at it. They want to whitewash it. Right. That's all. All this person. You make this person go deep. I'll phrase it this way. You make this person go deep in all they want to do. All their life needs. All their Four of Wands needs is to go superficial. Usually families like this or situations like this, marriages like this, nobody wants anybody to go deep. Okay? It's all just, we control the narrative. We put out this. Here's our message. There you go. Please don't ask too many questions. You know. That's all. You make them go deep. You make them look at themselves. And it normally wouldn't work in this situation because a lot of people in this situation, in these types of situations, their soul is long dead, like I said. It's just disconnected. It's not dead. It's disconnected from the heart chakra. So the message can't get to the brain. They don't feel anything anymore. Your person's soul is alive, kicking, connected to a heart chakra. That's why I got so much pain here. All right. Let's pull on the Four of Swords. All right. Let's go. Tell me about the Stop it. This ain't no Wheel of Fortune game. Four of Swords. Ooh, why did I call it a Four of Swords? That was a Freudian slip from fucking hell, wasn't it? Four of Pentacles. That feels like a Four of Swords. Let's talk about it. That's very interesting. I like that I did that. Chariot wanted to come out. And why is that here? The King of Swords. See, I knew we'd get a sword. Crossing is the Six of Swords. How about that? I think they feel in these current energies, and I think they're wrong. Let me just jump the gun a little. I think this person feels like it's going to be a piece of cake to do nothing. Four of Swords, do nothing. It's going to be a piece of cake, Six of Swords, smooth as silk, to just, brush you off. That's all. Focus on something else. Do something else. Move in a new direction. I think they feel it's going to be easy. Now, when I say I think they feel that, right? I think the surrounding energies are creating that illusion for this person. I think the universe is pulling out all the stops with the person in the Leo soap opera, whoever it is. I don't know. Roles could be reversed here. I could be talking about you. I don't know. For about 20% of you, I think I am. Right? I am. I think they're being lulled into some sort of calm and comfort, which is why Freudian slipped that as a Four of Swords. And I think they're about to get yanked out of it real fast. It's sort of like kick-starting a car, right? You give it a push and then you pop the clutch and it starts. That's what's going on here. I think the clutch about to get popped. Let's see what's going on here. Let's talk about the Ace of Cups. There's a lot of love. It's getting sweeter. It's not getting toxic between you and this person. In fact, down the line, if we have any more of this shenanigan going on, which I'm sure we will, they're going to need you more. They're going to need advice from you. They're going to need you to talk to them. Because their soul energy, it sounds crazy to say this, but their soul energy appears to be getting stronger. It seems to be crawling its way out of whatever hole this family or marriage or whatever it is, life they've been living, pushed it into. It's getting a lot stronger, which is why this is getting sweeter, not toxic. Right? Let's talk about the Ace of Cups. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. Why is it here? Pretty straightforward read, but I like to give you the peripherals on it. I want you to think about it. Think laterally about everything I've said. Don't take me literally, although for some of you I've been quite literal. There's a couple of you watching where I have hit the nail on the head. Here we go. Ace of Cups. Why is that here? This person is being led somewhere. Led to the promised land of some kind. But it's more helping their soul get out of a hole it's in than it is big career advancements and things like that. And I did not look at that before I said the promised land or anything I just said. I didn't look at that. You have my word. I didn't. This is one of those things I like to do in my readings. I do it for me. I want to test myself. That's a Hierophant. Okay? That's the card before the cut while we're here. This person here, every inch of everything that they believe, everything can be validated by the love contained within your connection if they'd allow it to happen. But they're not trusting this. Now, this was the card before the cut, and it had the Fool after it. I talked about a leap of faith that they're not taking. They're not trusting their own faith, whatever it is. What's on top? The Knight of Cups. Look at this. And why is that here? We're going to talk about this. The Seven of Swords. And what's the bridge? The Hermit. See what I'm saying? The Hermit is the bridging energy. The crossing energy is the Hierophant. These are big cards. These are big soul cards, religion cards, belief system cards. These are big deal. This also ties to you a little bit in something you might have said to this person or made them face, which we talked about over here. This person wants to come towards you, but they shoot it down with lies that they tell themselves. I would normally hold firm on that, but I'm not sure. And I'm being honest with you. So take it for what it's worth to you. But for a few of you, maybe more than a few, I suspect somebody else is in this person's ear shutting this shit down. I don't mean the toxic spouse. I don't. It might be feels, for those of you where that's the case, it feels like a family member. It might be like a sister or a brother. It feels like a tight family member. Okay? Usually, whether you have a soul connection with a sister or brother or not, the energies are tight. They're tightly around it. The orbit is close, sort of like Mercury's orbit is close to the sun, kind of a thing. Then you got cousins where the orbit's a little further out. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the energy feels. This feels like a tight orbit. So it could be mom or dad. It might be. But it feels more like a sibling to me, or somebody like that. All right? It could even be a friend they consider a sibling. I don't know. For a few of you, that's the case. But generally speaking, this person wants nothing more. Every inch of their soul wants to come and drink out of that fucking cup. And they shoot it down, or somebody else does. All right? In the 3D, in real life, right here. Let's talk about the Two of Pentacles in the room. Let's go. Tell me about the Two of Pentacles. Wow. I always like to give you the secondary energies here to make sure, again, and I'm always clear to state, I'm not sure, but it's worth mentioning. It's something where if I were pulling this as an offline reading, I'd write it down as a note off to the side in parentheses, sort of a thing. Come back to it later. Two of Pentacles. But if they got a brother or a sister that they're close to, that person for some reason has it out for you. It's possible for a few of you that that's the case. They don't really like you. Probably because you're a threat to this whole toxic shit. That obviously the sibling would buy into as well. They're raised in the same household. I think that sibling, or whoever that secondary person is, if that applies to you, their soul is cut off. Their soul isn't awake like your person's. They're probably a more superficial person even than your person. Like they might like fancy cars and attention, fancy themselves an influencer or some kind of shit like that. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being an influencer as long as it's not your fucking identity. Right? You don't fall into a wasteland if you don't get enough likes. You're like, oh my God, I'm depressed for a month. I didn't get enough likes. If you care about it that much, you need to step back. Something's gone wrong. It's very superficial energy. Someone attached to them is like that. All right, if that applies to you. If it applies to you. Two of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? See the Empress? Empress. It's right there. They can't let you go. They can't. This person knows it. That's why they come up with lies, or they'll listen to the lies for a moment. There's too many powerful. I got a Hierophant, a Hermit. I got a Knight here. I got double Empress. Again, I'll say it. They might reach out. They might. But by the time they do, it's 8 swords. Okay? I'm just going to warn you about that. What does that mean? I don't know. It won't be a productive conversation. Do more listening than talking. All right? Figure out how you might be able to help them. This person can't ignore you. They can't. They have to come. They're compelled to come towards you, and they know it in the 3D. They might not even be listening to whoever this is, if this is an outside source, or they're not believing their own lies for a change. That they say, well, I can't go. I'm going to go towards Steve's viewer. Oh, well, I can't do that. That'll ruin everything. I'd have to reveal certain things. I'd have to whatever. Something about that is here too. This person's, to let you in their world, for a few of you, they'd have to reveal some things. And we've talked about that before. I know, but it's very strong here. I feel like with the Empress here and the Empress here, that's becoming less of an issue. That's why I point that out. What's on top? The 10 Pentacles. Everything I just said, right? That's their life. Okay? I don't know why I'm your second favorite, but whatever. Everything I'm just kidding. I don't fucking care. I could be your 100th favorite. I don't care. But their life, yeah. Again, they've got to get you into their life. I mean, really, really, really. But to let you in, they got to reveal some things. And you get to see behind the curtain, if you will. And that's becoming less of an issue. I'm telling you, why is that here? The magician. Yeah, they're trying to figure out a way to work around it. Again, they might reach out. It was the first thing I said around that, and I hated myself for saying it, but now I see why. They're trying to work something out. Trying to work out a way. Trying to have their cake and eat it too. Or they will be. Initially in this energy, they're trying to shut you down. Because they may even double down and renew vows or renew their faith in their life. Ultimately, ignoring their true belief system, which showed up here again with the Hierophant and was card before the cut. Either way, there's no denying that there's a lot of love for you and they'd love to take a sip out of your cup. There's some sweet juices in there, let me tell you. All right, what's going on? The Empress. You could be as dirty with that as you want. I don't care. It is some sweet-ass energy there. All right, let's go. Empress. Let's see where we're at. Final outcome. Empress. Well, we're led right to it with an Empress crossing here. Won't get better than that. Let's see where we're at. Tell me about the Empress. Tell me about it. Final outcome for my viewers. What is it? I could show you the card. All you have to do, 7 Pentacles, is nothing. I'm talking to you now. Your final outcome. You don't have to do anything. Don't lift a finger. Nothing. Just sit there. Just exist. Now, why am I saying that? Because you might be inclined to worry, or you might be inclined to overthink this, or do some daydreaming about this, or get mad at something I said about how they think you're energetically stalking them or something. Just shut it. Zip it. Okay? Just exist. The reading is what it is. The energy is what it is. This person feels the way they do, thinks the way they do. You're doing everything right now. Just keep doing what you're doing, whatever it is. Don't change a fucking thing. All right? That's it. What's on top? The 3 of Pentacles. And why is that here? The 5 of Pentacles. I'm just going to say somebody can't bear to be left out, but let's see what the bridge is. Bridging energy on the Empress. Look at that. Look at that. It was crossing there. It's why we're here. It's right here. You are their fucking belief system. You're their fucking guru. I don't give a fuck if you don't believe me. I don't care. Look, I had to know. And there it is. I knew this was going to be something big. I'll be honest, I thought Emperor. Okay? But it's not. You're not their Emperor. Right? Or they're not your Emperor. You're their guru. You two combine. If this person, I'll put it this way. If this person were to smarten up, okay? We have an Empress and Hierophant connection here. This is really cool. It means your souls come together because they're so close in frequency to create its own spirituality of sorts, its own beliefs. You would live in your own world with this person. And the outside world couldn't get in even if it tried. It wouldn't be fake. It wouldn't be phony. It'd be real. You might even, if you two came together, you might even spend your time helping other people in your own various ways. That's what scares the crap out of this person, because their soul is awake. But they don't want to listen to it because it's being directed right toward you. And they're doing the opposite of that because coming toward you doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe. Because they don't trust their own belief system. They would trust it instantly if you two came together. An opportunity may, assuming you did what I said, nothing. Can you do that? Can you do nothing? You'd be surprised. People have a hard time with it. Assuming you do nothing. An opportunity may come for you to snatch some victory from the hands of defeat here. This person's biggest fear, I will tell you, is losing you. Okay? Use that. I don't mean be a douchebag and keep saying, well, then I'm leaving and you'll never see me again. Goodbye. Threats like that and stuff. Don't hang it over their head. I mean, understand. No, you're getting a piece of information. Their biggest fear is that your energy goes away in spite of everything I said up here initially. Okay? That's their biggest fear. And that's the country song. They want you but gone, but they don't. But they do, but they don't. But they do, back and forth. They really don't want you gone. That is what you could build the foundation on. That is something that you can... You want to create sort of what I would call spiritual conditions with this person. All right? You want to talk to this person as though you're... Almost like as though you're writing some sort of blog article about a topic. That's how you want to address this person. In other words, play that guru role right to a T. And if roles are reversed, the other person will likely do that with you naturally. Okay? But for most of you, this is an incoming energy. And it always has been. Work the guru. Just work it. Right? I mean, I don't care if you go full Yoda on this person and everything you say is a fucking riddle. Worded backwards. Whatever. Do what you got to do. But work that guru. The activation occurs here when this person learns to trust their own belief system, which is rooted in something you activated already. All right? I don't care if when you met this person they were devout Catholic or something. That's not what I'm talking about. There's something else, some other kind of belief system that it can add to that if they are devout, or a devout Catholic or something like that. What you've added to it can, or what you've brought to the table can add to that. All right? Something that activates it. So play that guru. All right? 3 cards in a bottom card at the bottom. From the bottom of the deck, what do we get? What else you want to tell my people before I go pull some wicked voodoo on this? I'm going to. Interesting. A Leo soap opera without a devil. I've got a 7 swords here, but that's somebody else for a lot of you. Or a character aspect of your person. It's not even really them if it's coming from themselves. Anyway, let's see where we go here. What else you want to tell everybody before we go? Anything? Anything? Shit. Cards from the pre-shuffle. 8 cups, the backside. 10 cups. He wants to talk about this tower some more. 7 wands. Oops, let me move this down a little. Stay on camera. And the tower. What's under the tower? The chariot. What's under the chariot? The 6 of pentacles. 6 of pentacles, chariot, the tower, crossing 10 cups. Red center, left, right, with 8 cups and 7 wands. This person's, I'm just going to paraphrase this. This person, as I said in the pre-shuffle, is going in the safe direction. Okay? Which will fall on their head. They're going the wrong way. But this 7 of Wands is interesting in this context because your energy is attached to it. There's something, if you want this person to come towards you, that's why it's a big if here. I said, I don't like saying this, but they might reach out. They might. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, but they might. There's something you need to do to stop this person in their tracks from going the wrong way. I don't know what it is. It's going to be different for all of you. But I suspect it has something to do with something you say or letting them know that you're available or that you're still there, or something that it feels more like something you start doing again. I don't know. That seems to be the message. I don't know what that means. It could be something you start doing again. Whatever. Maybe there was something originally when this person was around that you used to do, but you've stopped doing it since, or something along those lines. It could even be activity on social media. I don't know. It's going to vary for all of you. Okay? It's not necessary. In other words, they will eventually come towards you. They can't deny the 2 empresses and everything I talked about. It's just you could stop this person in their tracks and speed up the process by beginning something again that you used to do. That this person maybe admired you for. It's possible. Okay? I don't know. Take it for what it's worth to you. If that's your reading. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. I got to pull on your connection has evolved a bit. That's getting mighty sweet. We'll see if we can find the devil in there somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. You never know. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. What the hell, we'll do it. Don't always do it with these, but what the hell. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.